Doogee is a well-known cheap smartphones manufacturer that produces devices for quite a bit of time. The Doogee Y6c is a phone that has decent looks and pretty good specs, but it costs just about $100. My name is Linus, stay tuned for the full review. Just before we start, I will leave all the links and show notes in the video description down below. When it comes to the design, the Doogee Y6c looks very similar to the Huawei P7 Lite in my opinion. Nevertheless, the phone is well built and it uses a metal backplate to give it a little bit of a premium look and feel. The frame and the buttons, however, are made of plastic. We have a 5.5-inch display, which has only 720p resolution, but it's plenty sharp for everyday use. Also, there is a 13 megapixels interpolated selfie camera, which is coupled with the LED flash, but we have neither LED notification light nor backlit capacitive keys. On the back, we have a 13 megapixels camera with a dual LED flash and a fingerprint scanner, which is not the fastest I've seen, but it gets the job done. The loudspeaker is pretty good for a $100 phone. This Doogee phone ships with a quad-core MTK 6737 chip, which is clocked at 1.3 GHz, 2 GB of RAM, and 16 gigs of expandable storage. The gaming performance is good but not great. The phone can handle games like Asphalt 8 on medium graphics very well, but once you set the graphics to the maximum, you should expect quite a few skip frames. The device ships with the Android 6.0 out of the box, but we have quite a few features added by Doogee. Just to name a few, you can select from a variety of gesture and motion controls that work pretty well. Also, you can use a floating gesture control bar if you wish, and you can use a one-hand mode that is really convenient in some situations. In general, the user interface performance is good. I didn't have lag or stutter on the daily basis even after installing quite a few apps. When it comes to the image quality, you can get some decent looking photos and good lighting, but you can't expect a lot from a cheap phone. The biggest complaints would be the lack of sharpness and quite a bit of noise even in daylight situations. As usual, the image quality decreases in low light, but that is common to most of the cheap phones. Selfies could look a lot sharper and have more detail. The front-firing LED flash lets you take selfies at night. Don't expect great image quality, but you may find it useful from time to time. The video recording quality is mediocre as on most of the cheap phones. I didn't have any major connectivity issues except for the fact that once the GPS was pretty slow to find the location. The phone ships with a 3200 mAh battery that performs pretty well for its capacity. You should expect about 5 hours of screen on time, but the results may vary depending on the usage. The Doogee Y6c is a pretty good sub-$100 phone, but as usual to cheap devices, it's not perfect. It has a nice design and it sits nicely in the hand. It has decent specifications that assure a pretty good gaming and user interface performance, and the device has a nice display. However, you have to know that there is no LED notification light, the capacitive keys are not backlit, and the camera does not impress in low light. Also, it would have been nice to see metal frame and metal buttons, not the plastic ones. Finally, the phone ships with the outdated Android 6.0. At the end of the day, the Doogee Y6c is still a decent offering for the price of just about $100, but as always, it has a few shortcomings to consider, which is the case with most of the cheap phones. It was Linus, thanks for watching, and as always guys, if you have any questions, please drop me a comment down below. Also, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Finally, if you want to get all the latest updates, please follow Techline HD on social media like on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. See you soon.